Hello everyone, welcome you all in this session. Myself, Assistant Professor Ripal Gupta from LJ School of Law. Today we are going to study on the subject of rehabilitation of criminals, and our today's topic of discussion is POCSO Act. We'll discuss the salient features of the POCSO Act. So POCSO Act, what is the act? Basically, POCSO Act, the full name is Prevention of the Children from Sexual Offence Act. So this act is specially enacted for the children, protecting them from sexual harassment or any sexual offences against them. In India, prior to this act, we have Indian Penal. Of course, we still have Indian Penal Code, but we do not have any specific act which protect the children from such offences. So for that purpose, the government has enacted this act, which is said as POCSO Act, which basically prevent all kind of sexual offences against the children. Prior to this act, we have the provisions in the Indian Penal Code. The provisions are related to section 375, that is for rape, then section 354, which is against the modesty of the which is against outraging the modesty of a woman, and then we have unnatural offences under section 377. So these were the provisions of the IPC we had. So they have further this act undermine the offences relating to harassment, exploitation, so they were not under IPC, but under this act major sexual offences, even verbal, any oral, they have wider the scope of the sexual offences over here. And in this particular act, they protect every children below the age of 18 years from the sexual offences. Now the salient features of the POCSO Act. In POCSO Act, it defines the children below the age of 18 years. So any children is below the age of 18 years, if against them such offence has been, if they face such kind of offences, then they have this special enactment for them. So in this POCSO Act, they ensures the intellectual, physical health and mental health of the children, and this defines various types of sexual offences, like it includes sexual abuse, including penetrative, non-penetrative abuses, sexual harassment, pornography, and sexual assault. So such kind of offences has been included in this act. It also includes the one word aggravated. In this aggravated, if that child is mentally ill, or that person by using its benefit, or even includes the family members too, who take the benefits of children and then use and do sexual abuse or sexual harassment of their child, it also comes under this POCSO Act. So it termed as aggravated. So any person who is related to that child and take benefit of that relation, or that take the benefit of the child, that it comes under the purview of this act. Apart from that, person who is trafficked the children for the sexual purpose are also covered under this act. So even the child trafficking for the purpose of sexual abuse comes under the said act. For better implementation of this act also set up special court for for this, just so that justice can be carried easily and in a very early manner. So for that, they have set up the special courts to deal with such matters. Apart from that, stringent punishment has been guarded under this act. Rigorous imprisonment for life and or fine, both are included in the said act. And also they keeping the international child protection standards, such as mandatory reporting for children abuses. So this has been included in this act as their main features. For what this act has made special provisions, or they have identified this area where they make provisions. So first is mandatory reporting and filing of case. This makes very important ask, where we can come to know about the reporting, what the steps have been taken by the authorities. So mandatory reporting and filing of case. Second is emergency medical to every children who has been affected by the such offences. For them, they should ensure an emergency medical care. Then regarding statement of child before magistrate, they have made special provisions from where the child can take give his statements. It may be wherever he feels secure and comfortable, and against with whom he feels comfortable, with whom he can give his statement. Such provision has been included in the said act. Then assessment of child welfare committee, that there shall be one committee which committee will secure the welfarement of the child who against whom such abuses has been you know they have affected such from such abuses. Then role of support person, the court will identify the person who will support that child during his whole trial in the statement too. Then placement in industrial care, then legal aid and compensation also given to that particular child, and trial under the special court. So these are the main brief outline of this POCSO Act, where they made special protection to the child and proper care of the children through the court by the providing medical care and support to a child. So the act incorporates the special provisions which are very useful for children to record their statement. It gives very comfortable environment to them for recording their statements. So even a children can record their statement from home. It is not necessary for them to go to the court or to the custody where they have to record their statement. Even from home they can give their statement, and with the person to whom they are find comfortable with them they can record the statement. And it is very much preferable for them to have woman officer with them, so that they find so much cozy and comfortable with him. Then no child to be detained in any position in night for a reason whatsoever. So in any condition no police station can keep children there in the night. So it's basically they are avoiding to children to be in so much in a police station or to be record children in the police station. They just give them so much protective environment under the act. Then apart from this guidelines, the act also states that when police are recording the statements from the children, they should not wear their uniform, so that the child should not feel uncomfortable or may not be come under the fear that they are policemen and that situation that they are facing that time. So they should not be in uniform while they were recording the statement from the child. And then the statement of the child should be recorded in such a way that child has narrated them in any language. So they have to see that whatever the child is speaking to them, they should mention that only. And medical exception of child should be in front of its parent only, or the person to whom he trusts so much. In front of that only he should carry his medical examination. Further, if the child is girl, then only a female doctor can do her medical examination, and child should not repeatedly call for the statement. So again there is a line or guidelines on the recording statement that they should not call in a frequent way. They should call in whenever there is a need. And then they also point out that no aggressive question should be asked during these their recording statements. So these things need to be keep in view when you are recording the statements. This act also put obligation on the state government and central government that they should provide necessary awareness in society about the act, and also about the consequences of doing such act. She should spread awareness to the children what kind of offenses, what should they aware about it. So these are the roles of state and central government over here. Another rule 4 subclause 412, this POCSO Act states that the police shall inform the parent or support person or guardian whosoever the following things, who will support that supporting person who is there with him during his medical examination, during his statement recording. The police should make him available with the medical service to child survivor, procedural steps involved in criminal prosecution of the offender, then availability of victim compensation, arrest of offender, filing charge against offender, dates of court of proceedings, then then release of the offender. What are the steps that are taken? The courts are taking or the police are taking. They should be into the knowledge of that person. The act further also talks about that once the crime has been committed against that child, then the child should be taken to the medical examination within just 24 hours without delay. Now these are the main offences defined under the act and their punishments. So penetrative sexual assault, then 7 years to lifetime imprisonment. Aggravated penetrative sexual assault, 10 years of life imprisonment. Sexual assault, 3 to 5 years imprisonment. Aggravated sexual assault, 5 to 7 years. Sexual harassment, 3 years and fine. And lastly, use of children for pornographic purposes, first conviction 5 years, second conviction 7 years. So these are the main offences defined under the act and their punishment. So today we have discussed about the POCSO Act and their salient features, the offences that are covered, the guidelines given to the courts, the police, to the government. So this act is especially for the children below the age of 18 years, including girls and boys. If any sexual assault or sexual harassment has been committed to them, then this act protect them, and this act majorly covers all the sexual offenses like penetrative, non-penetrative, pornographic. So these are the salient features of the act. Thank you.